Salutations. My name is Summer, and this is Cozy Reading with Baker Cats. And my cats are all being nosy today, wanting to see what's going on. This is Mayfair's tail. She's the one that got shaved. And Finchurch is actually hanging out in the doorway. And he's usually up top. Oh, and now Sylvia is on where I have my laptop sitting. So hopefully she stays still and doesn't climb on it like she likes to be on the keypad. All right, I want to go over my September TBR. I was going to do my wrap up today, but there's one more book I want to finish before I do my wrap up. And honestly, there's an audio book I listened to that I want to let it sit for a minute and think about before I give my thoughts on it. So, I'm going to have a ton of audiobooks this month because first thing first, I want to read War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. I had figured it out that if I read 43 pages a day, I could have it read in the month of September, which is 30 days. But you know, I'm not going to put that kind of pressure on me because there's going to be days when I'm going to need a break. 43 pages doesn't sound like very much, but the print's not all that big. And 43 pages of this, where I'm my Sylvie-Roo, my troublemaker, and now Finchurch goes up. Okay, yeah, 43 pages of this may be too much for me when I have to look up things of what's going on because I really want to know, oh, okay, this war is going on, this is what was happening at this time. I want to know. So it may take me a long time, and I'm sure it will go into October. A lot of these books may go into October. I'm saving November and December, and I know in October we have Victober, which I plan to read Great Expectations by Charles Dickens for the first time. But November and December, I'm saving those months for all the books that I've started and haven't finished yet because I am horrible about starting a book. And it doesn't even matter if I love it or not. I will set it aside. And then sometimes I have to restart it. A lot of the times I can just pick it back up and I'll be exactly where I was. Bleak House was one that I set aside and I thought, this I'm going to have to start over whenever I plan to read it again. But okay, so we'll do, I was going to tell you about the reason why I got all these audiobooks. People don't know this, and this isn't about reading, but I fold origami paper cranes. So they look like, where's the thing? They look like this when I'm done. Anyway, I'm making 1,000 for my friend. She doesn't know it, but I've been working on it for years, and I only have this many done. So I have to keep in this box because the cats. I mean, if you have cats, you can imagine. But most of them are half folded. But I'd love to get it done for her before Christmas, and I thought I can listen to audiobooks while I fold paper cranes. Anyway, I don't know if you know the whole thing about if you fold a paper crane, you give it to somebody, you're giving them a wish. In order for you to get a wish, you have to make 1,000. But I like to make 1,000 for somebody and give it to them. And when my dad was alive, he would take quilting hoops, the wooden quilting hoops, and he would drill 10 holes in them, and we would string up and put pearls in between each paper crane and make a mobile for people. So, but he's not here now, and I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna give them to her and say, do what you want with them. So I have a playaway called Remembrance by Rita Woods. I have no idea. I'm sure I knew what it was about when I ordered it from the library, but I don't remember what it's about. And I figure I'll tell you what it's about when I've read it and I know for sure, because I don't trust what the backs of them say or the front of them, what they say. They just seem like they want to sell books and they don't tell you the truth most of the time. But I'll let you know what it's really about when I read it. Another one is The Falcon Thief which is by Joshua Hammer, and it's a true tale. So it's about a falcon thief. I thought that would be interesting. Okay, so one that drives my mom and me crazy, but there's just something about them. I mean, the characters, we don't like the main character. Well, I don't think we like any of the characters. We're always yelling at, because we listen to these, usually I listen to these at work, so that way she hears it and everything's convenient. Like, she always has something made. She goes into her bakery and everything's just always done. And my mom and I know that's not true. So we get irritated when she gets off work and they go back to her place and she has all this food. Oh yeah, sure you do. When did you have time to do all this? Anyway, it's Coconut Layer Cake Murder by Joanne Fluke. Yeah, Joanne Fluke. Oh, this could be 16 or 17. I don't know. I don't think it'll tell me. There's a ton of these, and they're all silly and easy and light. And honestly, that's what I need right now when I have War and Peace. I'll need that break of something ridiculous to get me through. I say this, and I did read 180 pages from it before. So, but I may end up just flying through it and loving it this time. I'm going in feeling like it's going to be this huge accomplishment and something really hard, and it might not be that way this time around. It might be just smooth sailing, and I don't know. I mean, who knows? Okay, another one is Letters from Sky, Jessica Brockmole. I don't know. And like I said, I ordered this, and I finally got it from the library, and I might have ordered it before everything even shut down. I mean, a lot of my holds went, they were frozen. So, yeah, Letters from Sky. Wondersmith. This is the second book in Nevermore trilogy. Hollowpox is coming out in October, I believe, which is the third book. So I thought, I need to read the second one, and I thought I'll just listen to it. I really enjoyed Nevermore. My mom and Sativa really liked it too. And so, yeah, some more of, what was her last name? Morgan Crow was the main character. And Jupiter, I think, was the guy. Anyway, another one I'm going to listen to is An Easy Death by Charlene Harris. And here's another one where I love Charlene Harris. I don't care that they're a simple story. Let's see. So she wrote Sookie Stackhouse, which is, I don't know if you ever saw the show, True Blood. That's where True Blood came from, was the Sookie Stackhouse series. The books are very mild. They're nothing like the TV show. So if you didn't like the TV show because you thought it was too like explicit sex and craziness, the books aren't like that. They're very mild and mellow. Also, let's see. There's a Hallmark series, Aurora Teagarden, where, I forget her name. It was DJ off of Full House. I forget her name. Anyway, she plays Aurora Teagarden, and it's one of those cozy murder mysteries. And I've read the series, and the series is pretty close to the show, and I really enjoy that too. And then there was another TV show that was her books. This Midnight Crossroads, I believe, because it's Day Shift is, I think, the first book, and then Night Shift maybe, and then Midnight Crossroads. Don't take my word on that, but those three, something like that. And I enjoyed that too. I think they only had 2 seasons, but yeah. So I read anything she puts out. There is a series of hers that's a Shakespeare one, but since I have not read any Shakespeare, I haven't read that. I feel like I probably should read a little bit of Shakespeare before I read that series. And plus, it saves the series of hers for me for when I need it. All right, that's all the audiobooks. I still have some library books here. I have not picked this back up. I'm still on page 18. All I know is that Ultima is his grandmother, like a grandmother figure to this little boy. And I think it's going to be told through the little boy, I think. Bless me, Ultima, Rudolfo, Anya. I think I pronounced that right. And this is on Great American Reads Challenge for me. I also need to get back to, sorry about the light. We had a storm here, and I didn't think I'd have any kind of light at all, and it seemed like it's fine, but I keep getting this glare for you guys. Being Mortal by Atul Gawande. Anyway, I started this, but I'm still early on. I'm not very far. I'm on page 40, so I'm not far at all, but I'm enjoying it. It's very interesting. I also got I, Robot by Isaac Asimov. His name's covered. I think it's Asimov. That's what it looks like to me. I'm excited about this. I only read 2 pages because I just wanted to get the feel of it, and I realized I've seen the movie a long time ago, because right from the very beginning where I was talking about the robots, I thought, oh, this sounds so familiar. Also, this is on the Great American Reads Challenge. So, and I'm really craving sci-fi right now. I just want to just get all my books that are sci-fi and read them, but I'm such a mood reader. I'll read one and then I'll be fine and I'll go on to something else. The last library book is Lock and Key, Volume 6, Alpha and Omega by Joe Hill, and the art is done by Gabriel Rodriguez. I read the other 5 of these on my Kindle. I believe it was Kindle Unlimited when they were doing like a free month. Yeah, I read all 5 of those, and I was waiting for 6, and I think it was like really expensive to get the 6th one on the Kindle, so I was like, I'll just wait. And so I did, and now I have this, and yeah, I'm excited. I loved it. I'm not a graphic novel person. Like, I would never say I'm big on graphic novels, but I loved all of them, and I just flew through them. There's 2 books on my Kindle. One I got from the library, and the other one I bought that I plan to read, because I'm going to try to get back into reading just here and there on my Kindle, because I just forget that I have books on there. The one from the library, I think it's called The Witch at Blackbird Pond. It's a really popular, it's an older book, but it seems to be popular, and I forget the author. And the other one is The Secret Life of Lobsters by Trevor Corson. It's about lobsters. It's all about lobsters. And I started reading it already. I'm not very far along. I'd say I'm on maybe page 12 or something. But he was talking about how the young lobsters, they live in the shallows, but the adult, mature lobsters, they go down to 1,000 feet, sometimes even 2,000 feet. And one of the problems that they're having, because this is set up in Maine where they're talking about, is that they are at the right length, because you have to throw them back if they're too short or too long. And you have to throw them back if they have eggs, which they have under their underbelly, or if they have a V-notch that's been cut into their tail, which means they're a breeder. So those have to be thrown back. When they get to be the right length, which means they're mature enough to keep and sell, they're 7 years old, but that's also the time that they start reproducing. So you have to make sure that you're not taking all of them before they can reproduce. And it's so interesting. But this one guy, he was in a submarine, and he said that there was a lobster, a female, that came up to his window, and he said she was 4 feet long, guesstimating that she's about 30 to 40 pounds. and that she came at it, like she came at his window, like to attack him. Whoa. 4 feet long. And I'm just fascinated by it. I love learning about any kind of animal or insect, or I love all that stuff. So those are 2 that I'm reading on my Kindle. And I talked about War and Peace already. Okay, I have a couple of other books I'm throwing in here. I really want to get to Animal Dreams by Barbara Kingsolver. I only have 2 of hers that I need to read before I have finished. I've read everything of hers except for 2 books. So I want to get to that. And I don't know what it's about. Journey of the Wild Geese by Madeline Yald Stevenson and Edwin Red Stevenson. And this is a Quaker romance in war-torn Europe. So I don't remember. Oh, it's I got it from a library book sale. Yeah, a Quaker romance. I hope it's not like the Mennonite and Amish romances. I hope it's something different, because I'm a program Quaker, and that's very different from programs. So I'm curious if they're programmed or unprogrammed, because it's very different. Even program meetings are very different from each other. I'm just shocked that there is a difference. I don't get it, but whatever. To each their own. Anyway, I'll let you know. I'm really curious about a Quaker romance. This has been going on. This has been all over YouTube. I feel like BookTube. Writers and Lovers by Lily King. I'm not sure what it's about. I've heard a lot of people talk about it, and they seem to like it. So we will see. This is one that I've been really excited about. I bought this at the Goodwill. I actually bought all 3 of them because I thought, ooh, and I have no idea what it's really about. All I saw was that it said that this woman was a biologist, and it looks very fantasy, maybe sci-fi in there. Yeah, Survival by Julie E. Oh, I have no idea how to pronounce her last name. Cernetta. I'm guessing the Z is silent, so like Cernetta. Yeah, I have all 3 of these, so I'm excited. And she's a biologist, so that means she's going to be like researching. I don't know what it's going to be about, but in my head, I have an idea of what it's going to be like. So yeah, we'll see. I had never seen or heard of this book before, and then to get all 3 for a really cheap price. Also, I want to read, I'm craving Stephen King too, and it was between Thinner and The Institute. And I read earlier this year If It Bleeds, and I read Joe Hill's Strange Weather. So I thought, I want to go, I love his backlog. I love The Dead Zone, the older ones, like Carrie and Dolores Claiborne and Misery and The Shining, and yeah. So I have not read this, and I thought, and that's what I just did. I went through my I have a Stephen King shelf, and it also has his sons Owen King, and I have one book by Owen King that I have not read yet, and then I have a couple of Joe Hill, and then I have like 4 or 5 by Tabitha King. If you have not read Tabitha King, you should read Pearl. Oh my gosh, Pearl is such a great book, and I don't understand it. I enjoy her books so much, but I think most of them are out of print, and I'm thinking, if your husband and sons, but Joe Hill's really popular, so it's like, if your husband and sons are that popular and well loved, but nobody really knows or reads about your stuff. Oh, the church is up there. I feel like he should go and have all. I mean, not to be like rude or anything, but I feel like he probably has a lot of money. why don't they go and reprint all of her books and put new covers on them and get her back out there of being known, because I love her books. Thinner. I'm not sure what it's about. I think there might have been a movie. For some reason, I feel like when I was young, I was flipping through and there was something about a guy and a gypsy, and I was like, no, thanks. And I think that might have been this. So, but no offense, the books, besides The Green Mile, it was very much like the movie. The book was very much like the movie, and vice versa. Shawshank Redemption, that was very much like the short story. Rita Hayworth in the Shawshank Redemption. He might have had a couple of others that I thought were. Oh, Dolores Claiborne, Misery. Both of those. Oh, even The Shining. That was a great movie too. But when you talk about his I like Needful Things too. I'm wanting to reread Needful Things. I think this is my TBR shelf, so that I don't have 2,000 books looking me at the face. I just have these calling out to me, besides all these. Oh, one more thing I want to read for, not one more thing. There's a book club, Angie at Literary Labors. She has a book club, and I can't remember the name of it. This is the thing where I'm horrible and I need to write things down. But they're reading Midnight Bayou by Nora Roberts, and I thought I would try it. So we'll see if I get it from the library or how that works. I have books that I've ordered that are coming in. Oh, I ordered The Way of Kings. The Way of Kings. I've read this already, but I ordered the audiobook because I ordered the second one, Words of Radiance or something. But they're these editions. So I just ordered the second. I thought I need to listen to it again, and get it all again before I start the second book. Okay, the last thing I plan to read for September. I mean, there's going to be other stuff, and I read what I want, so that's why I do weekly wrap-ups, so that you guys are thinking, she didn't have that on her TBR. Yeah, I didn't, probably. Everybody's talking about this. This is all over book 2 right now, and I'm wanting to know what all the hype is about. And so when you guys start talking about it, I'm like, okay, they say it's good, and then I don't want to hear anything else about it because I want to come into it not knowing anything. I've heard something about sci-fi, time travel, where she gets sent back to time when it must have been before the Civil War. But Octavia E. Butler Kindred. Yeah, everybody's talking about this book right now, and I want to know what all the hype's about. So I think I went over everything. I think I'm a little scattered, but I think I told you everything I plan to read. I'd love to know what everybody else is reading in September. And like I said, these will be pushed into October. I also want to read The Count of Monte Cristo in October. We will see how it goes. Anyway, yeah, let me know what you guys are reading, and I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and thanks for watching. Bye.